we would like to say good evening to everyone. One thing I don't like, and my children know, is a crowd that sits so still, without energy, without life. So we want to add some excitement to this part of the ceremony. Can we do that? My brother wanted me to go first. I didn't know I was going to be last on the podium. I was kind of expecting to be at the top, but it's okay. It's okay. I want to thank God for allowing us to be here. The reason why we're here is because Dad departed. We wouldn't be here if he were here.
Right.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So I'm learning in life that death is a part of life. And if you learn that, right, students at Copeg Christian Academy, what I'm trying to help them to understand is when people are present in your life, you're supposed to gain from their life. If you don't gain from their life, their death doesn't matter to you.
I'm one of those straightforward pastors. I make it plain because life is life. I was standing there, and I just realized when I went to Amityville High School, I did not realize that the bathroom is all the way around the corner. And I was just searching for one, could not find one. So my time is literally up. What do you do when you've done all you can? And seems like it's never enough. Pastor McCrack's gonna help me out over there. Y'all bring him a microphone. Y'all bring him a microphone. Family. No, I just tried to explain to y'all. Y'all didn't get it. He's gonna help me out over there. All my family's gonna come up on the stage right now. We're gonna take some photos. I'll be back.
Memorial Day programs. He was always there. And this year, as Miss Lisa Johnson stated, it was different because his presence wasn't there. And, you know, we have to move forward and we have to move on. But I will say I did shed a tear when we was at the VFW post, because he would be there early, out there early, 7:30, 8 o'clock. And he was out there taking pictures when we were lowering the flag and when we were raising back.
Beloved, between 1920 and 1945, there was a movement primarily in the African American community that historians referred to as the Harlem Renaissance. It featured individuals like Langston Hughes, Paul Laurence Dunbar, Zora Neale Hurston, County Cullen, and it was a movement that captured not only the complexion of our community, but the narrative and the story thereof. It is when I think of Joe Turner that I think of Amityville's own Harlem Renaissance, because he captured and documented what went on in this community, and you cannot tell the story of North Amityville and surrounding area independent of Joe Turner. And so his loss is an immense loss because we don't have many storytellers left. And he was indeed a storyteller. He actually was the official photographer for a newspaper that's produced, an electronic newspaper that is produced by the Ministerial Alliance of North Amityville, the vicinity of which I happen to be the president. And we have decided each month in each issue to dedicate a permanent page of photographs that reflect the life and the legacy of Joe Turner.
I'm going to ask Mr. Schaefer, the supervisor, to come, if you will. I know he said there was five, was it five?
Town board.
No, someone said $500.
Oh, two $500.
Two five, was that you, Mr. Schaefer?
Yes.
All right, so I'm going to ask Mr. Schaefer if he will come. I know I don't have any pull in the house, but I'm going to ask you to come anyway. All right. And so we're going to increase that. See, because my father was one that was about his business. He didn't play games. If he said he was going to do something, he did it. And he didn't play. All right? So when you talk something, you got to put up, as we used to say back in the days, put up or... There you go.
He's giving me cash for the scholarship.
Oh. Oh, believe me, I was gonna make that plain.
We don't need any pictures of that.
Well, listen, I was gonna make that plain so you understand.
Joe is getting me back right now.
I was gonna make that plain so you understand. I have a room full of pictures that Dad has captured everything. The things you know and the things you don't. So don't mess with us. Somebody say amen. All right. So what I'm gonna do, I need my mother-in-law to come on up here with us. I don't know why she stayed there. My mother-in-law, please here, please. I'm gonna give $1,000 now, and I need you to add to that because I need to take that $500 scholarship. We need to take it up to $50,000. All right. Let me tell you why. We have the privilege of being able to put five children through school. My last daughter just graduated from Stony Brook University on last Friday. All right? 5. Somebody say 5. Yeah. All right? And I know that a $500 scholarship is good. But a $50,000 good scholarship is better. Can I get a hand? All right? This is in honor of our dad. This is in honor of our dad, to let him know that we love him and we thank God for the work that he put in and instilled in us and taught us, how he taught us and raised us, brought us up, amen, to be givers. All right? He taught us to put up. And so who came with Mr. Shafee? Mr. Martinez? All right. Mr. Gregory? All right. We have all y'all down on the note. Take the photo. All right? If we don't see any increase in that scholarship, guess who's coming to pay you a visit?
That would be scary.
I mean, to the too. All right. You good? Okay. All right, everybody, please give them a standing ovation and a huge.
Joe Turner. And let me just say a couple of quick things. One is, so I've known Joe probably now for 30 years. And it was always great to see Joe's smile. Stand still, Rich, for the record, as his famous saying was, because he spent many years documenting and helping my memory, quite frankly, by all the pictures that he took of all of the public events, all of the emergency situations, which is why you see members of our local fire departments here tonight. And he always did it with a smile. In fact, I can't recount one time when Joe was not in a good mood, other than when you weren't paying attention to him with his camera in front of you. So as you know, I'm on my second tour of duty here as the town supervisor, and I was supervisor from 1992 to 2001, and then came back for a year about 12 years ago in 2012. And one of the first people I saw when I came back was Joe Turner. And he had with him, he said, who are you? I said, I'm Rich Schaefer, the new old town supervisor. He said, well, these pictures say otherwise. And he whipped out a bunch of old pictures from my first tour of duty, which all had black hair, about 40 pounds lighter. And he said, this isn't Rich Schaefer. I knew Rich Schaefer. I said, Joe, thanks a lot. I said, just make me look good and shave off a couple of pounds. So, but that was always Joe, because he made it fun, and yet he was very serious about his craft. And we are lucky that he was serious about his craft, because our history is documented by him, that we're able to go back into the books, look at the pictures, that can usually put a smile on our face, because it'll bring back a good memory But in all seriousness, our history also involves some very terrible things, and he was there to document them. And that's why we wanted to make sure we did this tonight. This was unanimous, and I want to thank Madeline, I want to thank Wendy and the Village of Amityville for really wanting to pull together, and of course our Amityville School District for serving as kind hosts here tonight. Just want to note for the record, though, that Pastor McClurkin made reference to the eagle out front. He's a Copeg eagle.
Yeah, right.
How many Copeg graduates are here tonight? Yeah. See, I'm gonna start something here, which is, by the way, how Joe would have wanted it, because he was usually good at lighting the fuse and walking away. And we say that with a lot of love and respect. So I'm going to wrap up because I know the mayor wants to say a few words, and I know there are a number of community groups that want to say. But Tony and myself and Dwayne, Terry and Anthony were talking, and so we're going to speak to Carolyn and Al James. As you know, they are the publishers and owners of the Amityville Record, the Massapequa Post, and the Babylon Beacon. Probably in the county of Suffolk and the county of Nassau, one of the most vibrant local newspapers in a day when there aren't a lot of local newspapers still out covering the community. And we're going to sponsor a scholarship that we would like to do through the Record and the Beacon and the Post in Joe's honor for a graduating high school student who wishes to pursue photography, public relations, and so we're going to make that commitment to start that next year, and we'll have it run through the local newspapers, and high school students will be able to apply from the town of Babylon, and one will be awarded. In fact, maybe we'll award two, each for $500 that will help them with their first year's expenses. So, and we wanted to do something significant because that's the way Joe would want it. And so you have our commitment to that in order to keep his memory alive so that some of these young photographers who I see here shave off a couple of pounds, they'll be able to pursue and be just like Joe Turner, because we need more Joe Turners in our community. Thank you very much.
Did you dream you'd be a hero someday? You would grow up and change the world some way. Well, the world you've changed is mine, is true, and I wish you could see who I see in you. I see a hero, I see a light, living by faith, every day by my side. I see a hero, I see a star, showing the way, just by being who you are. Best of all, I see who I hope to be, a hero like you are to me.
Just say simply, my dad, our father was a great man. A great man.
Or song, if I can show somebody that they're traveling wrong, then my living will not be in vain. If I can do my duty as a good man ought to, if I can show love's beauty to a world that's distraught I can share love's message like the masters taught that my living will not be in vain. Then my living will not be in vain. Then my living will not be in vain.